Do, 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 do. Hey, what's going on, CoinUp TV subscribers? Robert, welcome here, live streaming on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoinUp TV. Let me just say I live in Los Angeles. I'm doing okay. I left town for a few days because of the fires and the smoke, but I do not think I'm in danger in the area that I live, but praying and wishing the best for people fighting the fires, firemen and the women and first responders, and also those affected by things in Los Angeles. So with that, I woke up today on Monday, January 13th, 2025, to actually good news, outstanding news, something to actually smile about if it is all true, if it all works out. And if you're familiar with Hong Kong cinema and action cinema, especially from the 90s, you probably already got this across your feed, your subscriptions, or your social feeds. But I'm excited about it. It's a big thing. And I thought, let's turn on the camera and record a video speaking about it. So, for many of you out there, I'm pretty sure you're fans of Hardboiled, John Woo's Hardboiled and The Killer, and you've been saying, hey, what's the story with these movies? Why are we not getting them in 4K or re-releasing in the States on Blu-ray? Why are these so hard to get? And now it's semi-official, or at least from an unofficial leak or a pretty good resource, Variety posted an article that John Woo and Chow Yun-fat movies and the classic Hong Kong cinema movies are going to be coming out from Shout Factory. They got the rights to this catalog. Whoop, we got let me show you a comment. We got a comment here. Good morning from Missouri. Great. Eric, thanks for popping in. Let me share my screen here. There we are. Okay, I'm on Variety's website, Variety.com. Here's the headline: John Woo Chow Yun-fat classics among 156 film Golden Princess library acquired by Shout Studios. Exclusive. You gotta assume that this is not a rumor. I mean, this is a pretty bold thing to run with. Okay, there's a classic image there of Chow Yun-fat. So here we go. In a major move set to electrify action movie aficionados, which is me, Shout has nabbed the worldwide studio rights, including select Asian territories, to the coveted Golden Princess movie library collection, which is a treasure trove of 156 Hong Kong cinema classics. So when we talk about the Golden Princess movie library, that's sort of the company that owned the rights to these. And what people like Frank Chang and other Hong Kong movie experts have said is that these movies have been tied up in legal rights and licensing rights, and they didn't want to release individual movies one at a time. They wanted somebody to sort of purchase the whole collection so that these can be sort of released and remastered. I think a lot of us are wondering whether or not we'll get 4Ks of The Killer and Hardboiled and A Better Tomorrow trilogy and some of those. That's unclear. There's no information about that. I'll go back to the article now. Let's see. This deal brings together Hollywood's indie powerhouse, including Hark and John Woo. Of course, Chow Yun-fat, Tony Leung, Leslie Chung. These are all great actors and actresses. Oh, here's a good chunk here. Let's see, can you see that okay? Yes, no ad covering. So here's some of the highlights. Hardboiled, The Killer, A Better Tomorrow trilogy, Bullet in the Head, Once a Thief. Oh, yes, also Ringo Lam. I didn't even think about Ringo Lam. City on Fire, Prison on Fire, and I hope Full Contact as well. Let me double check on that. Eric Sang's Aces Go Places, PK and Upper Blues. Some of these we've seen released on Blu-ray in like the Asian market or bootlegs, but now we're talking like an official, polished up Shout Factory releases. I'll say releases because this is a lot of films. Of course, Johnny Toes, The Big Heat, and Alex Laws. Now you see it, now you don't. I've never heard of this or heard of Alex Laws, so that's a little new to me. These films which dominated the screens during Hong Kong's golden age. I'm paraphrasing some of this as I read. During the 80s and 90s, I mean, this is the golden era. The 80s and the 90s, Hong Kong action cinema was, what led to things like The Matrix, John Wick franchise, a lot of movies that I liked for Hong Kong cinema from the 80s and the 90s. The landmark acquisition by Shout. These are the people who work from Shout. So shout outs to Shout Studios members David McIntosh, Jordan Fields, and Taylor Dervinsky, who worked to get this together. This is a big one, said Shout VP. Again, you can check out this article. It's on variety.com, so I'm not going to read it word for word. Just kind of highlighting things as I go here. The deal promises to be a feast for genre fans. Okay, so here. Okay, now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Planning to remaster select Wu titles and even return some classics to theaters. Ooh, imagine going to see Hard Boiled in the theaters and The Killer in the theaters with like new sound and new print and new technology. That sounds really intriguing. We have big plans for home video, which a lot of us call physical media, although Shout does have their streaming services, so I'm sure that it's going to be streaming and physical media. Oh, here we go. Beyond physical media, these will find a home on Shout's streaming service, Shout TV. They're gonna double down, much like they've been doing with the Jim Henson movies, like The Dark Crystal and also Labyrinth. They have the new physical releases. Is that it? Okay, so let me get back to my camera. So so like recently they got Shout Studios acquired some of the licensing for the Jim Henson movies like Dark Crystal, Labyrinth. So they re-released those on special edition 4Ks, box sets with gimmicks and knickknacks to them, and they're also on the streaming service as well for Shout Factory. So I expect that'll be the case with these Hong Kong action cinema movies as well. I've got another comment. Eric says Shout is doing a good job. Yeah, I mean, first of all, Shout's been doing a great job with the Shaw Brothers box sets, which I've been chronicling and covering on my YouTube channel here. So now, what will it be? Will it be a box sets? Will we get like a John Woo Shout Factory box set with Killer, Hard Boiled, Better Tomorrow? Will they do a Better Tomorrow trilogy box set and then individual releases? What will it be? When will we know these answers? And how deep will my wallet and pockets be in 2026? When will these come out? It's got to be like a year or something. I can't imagine. Can you imagine they like Shout just starts dropping these for like Christmas releases while the Shaw Brothers box sets are coming out? That's crazy talk right there. I also have, on a group I'm on, the Hong Kong Appreciation Facebook page, a lot of people have been posting their sort of thoughts on there. Shout outs to Will on his Facebook page there. And one of the people on there, Hazam, I think is his name, he shared a list of all the Golden Princess licensed movies, the 156 movies from Golden Princess Library. Because I'm on the free version of StreamYard, I couldn't figure out a way to like share that, but I have it on my screen, so I'm just going to kind of glance at some of these and kind of call out some highlights or movies that I'm familiar with. I'm looking at the list here. And so to see, of course, we also mentioned Angels Go Places. Let's see, here's some more. Bloody Mission, Life After Life, Gambler's Duel. I've heard of that. Perfect Match. These are from like the early 80s. The Other Side of Gentlemen, I feel like I've heard of that. Merry Christmas, that one I haven't heard of. The Intellectual Trio, man, a lot of these I've heard of, and I don't really have access to these to watch them, or at least in good quality. So it'll be great to see like bang bang shoot 'em up gunplay and mobster movies on like a great Blu-ray with new subtitles and commentaries with Frank Chang and I don't know, Brian Benston or James Mooj, the usual suspects. Peking Opera Blues. We saw a bootleg release of that not too long ago. Now we'll get some official stuff. Some more movies on the list here. Close Encounters of the Vampire, City on Fire. I know that's a popular one if you're a fan of Reservoir Dogs and you haven't seen City on Fire. Need to check that out. Chinese Ghost Story. The Good, the Bad, and the Beauty. That one I haven't heard of. School on Fire. That one I've heard of. City War. Some of these I've heard of. I'm just kind of scanning through God of Gamblers because we've seen, I think, 88 Films might have released that. This will put a little bit of a dent on, companies like 88 Films and Eureka, who maybe have been releasing some of these in the UK. Hey, you've been eating well. Now we're gonna get some Hong Kong here in the States. A Swordsman from 1990. Is that Jet Li Swordsman? I think that was Sue Hark there. I know that's one of Paul's favorite Jet Li movies. Sorry, I'm not able to share this screen again. I'm using like the free StreamYard. I know how to share like browser pages. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's see. Scanning through Skinny Tiger and Fatty Dragon. Okay, that'll be fun to get. I mean, that was released not too long. Undeclared War. Some of these have been released recently, so I kind of heard of them. But Forsaken Cop, King of Gambler. Yeah, a lot of Once a Thief. That's a big one. The Raid. Right? The Raid. Is that the same as the Raid? That I got on 4K. Or is there another movie, The Raid? Bullet for Hire, Fox Legend, The Magnificent Scoundrels. Now we're in the 90s. It looks like it's in chronological order. Fatal Mission, Shanghai, King of Chess. Hard Boiled, so that's 1992. Once a Black Sheep. Haven't heard of that, but that sounds cool. Swordsman 2. Yeah, Swordsman 1 and 2. Okay, so that'll be a big deal. Oh, Full Contact in 1992. So Ringo Lamb's Full Contact. That's a big one for me. I've been waiting for a nice Blu-ray of that. Mr. Vampire. Okay, so some of those, Mr. Vampire movies have been released not long ago overseas. So we'll get some of those here. And this is going to be insane. I'm looking at the list and I'm overwhelmed. Again, 80% of these I've never seen, but I know these are quality directors, quality producers. This was kind of like the highlight of like Hong Kong action cinema, and I mean, maybe not all of them are the highlights, or maybe not all amazing. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of misses, but this is good news. I'm very excited. I hope you're as excited as me. Let me know in the comments below what movies you're kind of familiar with, or you're kind of anxious to finally get to have in a collection or individual. I hope that they do it maybe by directors. It would be great to have like a John Woo, like 10 movie collection, a Ringo Lam collection, Tsui Hark collection, and then maybe break it down by like actors. Chow Yun-fat. Nah, that would kind of cross over a bit. I think the big question will be whether or not we'll get 4Ks with these. I mean, Shout Factory does 4Ks. What's the film element like? The preservation of these hasn't been so great. I have a lot of questions that go unanswered, but I'm anxious. I'm excited. I hope Shout Factory gets out there and starts sharing some of this information. And who knows? I mean, maybe things will start rolling out November, December this year. Woo! Start saving up. Okay, I think I'll end this video. It's a little longer than I intended. I see a couple more people jumped on some eyeballs at the end there. But if you're jumping at the end, rewind this, watch this on the VOD. The headline, again, is that Shout Factory has acquired the Golden Princess Library, which consists of 156 Hong Kong action cinema films from the 80s and the 90s. So stay tuned. More info. If I find out more, I'll share it with you. Eric, one more comment before we go. It's very exciting times. Yes, I'm very excited. I almost don't want to end the stream. I almost want to go for an hour just talking about more of these movies, but I got to go. I got work to do and people to see, places to be. Got to go shopping, take care of my little doggy, and hope for the best with my situation in Los Angeles and everybody around me, and sending goodwill to the firefighters and first responders and the people, traumatized and having a very, and passed away, deceased in Los Angeles area, as well as around the world, around the country. Thanks so much for watching for CoinUp TV. We will see you next time.